And we keep dreaming of a world where love is all that we were told. We need a hero. And we keep dreaming of a time when love is all that we can find. We need a hero. Yeah, so random dad, who was oh, and I'm listening to the Ron Wasserman soundtrack on very low volume. Not that with this really I have to worry about a copyright strike, but was very excited about the new line of Playmates toys, and I'm gonna say that word again just so it goes through. Toys, because you know I'm a Power Rangers fan, specifically Mighty Morphin. I do like the later series, and at my age, old, at this old age, I have this thing called children. And as somebody with said children, they still have a lot of my old toys, and I let them play with my old toys. And they have newer toys, and they play with newer toys. And yes, sometimes I have bought a collectible or two, and they have played, yes, played with collectibles. So I was really excited about this new toy line. And I was understanding that, they wouldn't be of the highest detail. But, stinking the scalpers on some of these items already, they're snagging them up. And so I really wanted to do this. And I mean, you can see, behold, I colored a pretty picture. And my son wanted to do this video with me. And I think maybe like when he gets home from school, maybe I'll like do a little like question and answer with him, maybe put up a video, because he wanted to do this video with me, just to talk about his opinion also. Because I think that's the problem with a lot of stuff like this, is that it is made for kids, and just how good does it work for kids? And as parents, what would parents do? Maybe what could a parent do to kind of maybe kick these toys up a notch? Because I don't think there's that much really you have to do to make these toys a little bit better. So just a few opinions on some of the newer releases. I've got some like my old toys lined up, from when I was a kid, when my dad had to like body slam little old ladies. Back in the old days, you had to body slam anybody if you wanted a Green Ranger. But lined up some of my old toys just because maybe people want comparisons. There's some things I'd kind of thought of, hey, they didn't really show this in previous videos or that I'd seen. And you see, I got my crayons lined up for the team members. There that is. But as far as the toys, just to kind of, not waste too many people's time, too much of people's time. And I'm not a pro at this, so let's just kind of go from right to left. And so, oh, yes. All right, so then we got our Red Rangers. And so you got, on the left, you've got my original toy from when I was a kid. That's horrible. I'm so sorry, folks. There's from the front. And so we got the newest toy. I've got disgusting fingernails. Nail biters unite. Yeah, the head's too small. It's too small in the body. Yeah, they didn't even bother to put black on the eyes, which is lazy. But, and I'm not trying to waste too much of people's time, but dude, I mean, like, I'm gonna be honest with people. If they want to criticize these toys, it's like, get yourself a stinking Gundam marker or get yourself a Gundam pin, or just get yourself some basic black acrylic paint. And I mean, I'm not trying, once more, not wasting time, and I'm going to do this better later. But I mean, bam, you've got what is on its way to being a black eye for, for the Red Ranger. And so it's a good looking toy. The proportions aren't perfect, but look at that previous Hasbro release. I mean, that torso is horrible. The proportions are horrible. You don't have the detail on the feet. You don't have any sort of detail on, the fabric for the suit. And so at least, I think the effort is there as far as a sculpt. I think it looks a lot better than the previous release from Hasbro. But I know people say it all the time, but at least when in the 90s, they even gave us the little nose specs for the Red Ranger. But all in all, I like them all. They all have their own charm. But I think for this figure, I think it does have the most room. Combat. Sorry, that's the song that's playing now. It's got the most room for improvements to be done. And I really think that, honestly, I don't love that the coin, and I've heard previous people say that it looks like the Dragon Zord coin. It does look like the Dragon Zord coin. But I think that kind of looks like Austin St. John. I think it looks a lot more like Austin St. John than previous figures. So, this figure, I don't know. It looks like there I'm Austin St. John. So nah. And pretty much all the original Automorphers were guilty of this. It was like, guy. They were just like generic person face. Man, one of these guys is just going to have to stay on the ground. But yeah, I think he looks good. And I'm going to, maybe use some very light pencil. And then I use flat clear coat to kind of give it a little bit better look. But these are toys. And that's the key, is that these are toys. I'm letting my children play with these. And I like this figure. I do like these figures. I like these figures as toys. They have, and I'm listening to it on cassette. So that's definitely the cassette changing sides. The articulation's fine. Joints are a little bit wobbly. But I guess that kind of leads me to my next point. I really did want to buy all the Zords, but I only bought the Tyrannosaurus. And I'm going to probably make this a little bit quicker. But here's the thing. With a little bit of work, and I'm in no way done on this, but with a little bit of work, you can do some lining, and I'm gonna get the tail looking correct. But you can make him look good. If you do, I got a little bit of shading done on the nose and stuff. Goldar's gonna get you tonight. Turn down the monsters to destroy the earth. Sorry. But yeah, he's a good looking T-Rex. And he's a fair price at $20. I don't like, obviously, that he definitely has the sticker upside down, which people have pointed out before. And yeah, like I'm saying, is that with a little bit of, like, with some lining, you can make him look really nice. And I really honestly want to, like, do a huge paint job on him, but I don't know. But I think he looks good. I think he looks good. I don't know about if I'll be purchasing the rest of the Zords. I don't know if that $20 price tag is really worth it. But I think that he is, as a toy for a child, if you put in the work. Now, here's the thing that if anybody has this that might stand out, my toy's mouth is staying closed. All the reviewers are like, oh, his mouth. Now, I also get that you shouldn't have to do this, but my mouth on this Tyrannosaurus does not. All the other ones like wibbly wobbly, wibbly wobbly, but mine is not wibbly wobbly. And it's not a hard fix if you have kids and you want them to really enjoy the toy, to play with the toy. It's not a hard fix. You just put a little bit of Mod Podge on there, and on the joints inside the mouth, and bam, his mouth. He doesn't like go wackadoo anytime you try to keep his mouth closed. So yeah, good toy. It is a good toy, and I don't think it really requires. I don't think it really requires too much work to make it look good. And the nice thing is, and going into like the collectible thing, is like, I like that. See, and I spent way too much money on this. Is why I hate stinking collectibles on this goofy Super 7 Dragon Zord. But I think it pairs very well with it. And so what I'll probably do is, I'll fill in the gaps. Maybe I'll cut off the connections and fill in gaps with, some sort of filler like Mod Podge, and try to make it look good. Or look better, because I think it honestly looks fine how it looks. And so it's a good toy. It's a good toy. And I think the focus should be more on toys than trash like this. This thing is basically is garbage. It doesn't even look, the proportions for what I paid for this, because I just wanted a Dragon Zord, it's like, why if it costs this much, couldn't you even get the proportions correct? So okay, good T-Rex, but that's why I'm just, this is from Lightyear, when they were liquidating all these Lightyear toys. It's it was a basic red figure, and I painted it as a toy for my children. And so you can, that probably shouldn't do that for a video, but yeah, you can make a good toy with some work. This one took a lot of work, obviously, but that you can make, and you can protect it, and it'll be something your kids will enjoy for the rest of their lives. At least I hope. The Morpher, here's the Morpher. Looks good. Oh, I thought this is something people didn't point out on. I was curious, could the shield go here? Does not really go on here. It does, but it just, the proportions. And I'm not even gonna try to do it. I don't want to undo all my work by wiping my clear coat off. It will go on there, but it doesn't look right. So that's the previous Hasbro Power Shield. Doesn't really look great. All right, let's get back to like stabilized. All right, here's the Morpher. I bought one for my daughter also. She wanted one. But here's how the original coins look like. I mean, you can see it inside the package. You can't really see it inside the package, but yeah, you can see them inside the package. They're cheap. They feel horrible. But I have taken a black wash, and I have put a black wash onto the Triceratops coin. And here's the T-Rex coin previously. And different people probably like different things. I like stuff to have a little bit more detail, and so I've got a black wash on it. And I'm gonna do a little bit more to make it look a little bit more metallic, and just to improve it based on what I think. I hate the voices. I hate the voices. It doesn't sound like David Yost. But it's neat. Quality wise, it's an excellent toy. It's an excellent toy. Once more, excellent toy. But, I wish the coins were better. Here's the old from the Power Rangers movie. Morpher. And dude, I mean, this thing, I wish they had done something like this, where it opens up. It opens up and you have storage for your power coins. Because that was, dude, Happy Meal toys is insane, how the mighty have fallen. So, here's, it's a good, very good toy. For a Happy Meal toy. And this is a very good toy for the price you pay. I mean, a Happy Meal toy, man. And maybe I need to make this a 2-part video. And there's, Pink Ranger Lightning Collection. It's good. But, is it worth what I paid for it? I mean, maybe to some people. I mean, it's quality. I let my daughter play with it. But I think for kids, I think this is totally fine. But yeah, I think I'm gonna leave this for like my part 1 on these. I think all in all, these are all good toys, and just kind of maybe I'll hit on that on part 2. Is that, man, that is what a fine piece of art. Man, there that is. Zingo! What I don't like is, I don't like that I see a lot of people scalping these. These kids need more things in their lives to play with that are, imagination style toys. And these are great for that. And for the price they're charging for them, they're great. And, it's really cool that a lot of us in an older age group, that we still enjoy things like Power Rangers. But the other thing is like, there's kids that would like to, and that kids that do enjoy Power Rangers and older shows. My kids like Ninja Turtles, and my kids like, Doctor Who, and my kids like all these series, and it's like, when it comes to this stuff, it's like, Cowabunga, what are you doing, guys? We're just having a party. No, I'll bring the peanut butter and anchovy pizza. Yeah, there that is. But get out of here. This isn't your video, man. But just, and I know just random person saying this makes no difference. It's like, I already see these being sold for like $40, $50. Walmart, you can't order it on the website anymore. And it's kind of lousy when it's like, are these toys for your kids based on this old show going to be available? And people can't even get them for their kids. And because I'm on top of things, because I'm a fan, I knew to go get it. But it's kind of lousy that you might have a parent that are like, man, I really, really like Power Rangers. The Morpher is a cool item, man. I always wanted a Morpher. And my kids, they've seen an episode or two. It's just, I do wish something could be done as far as just people just having a heart when it comes to like being considerate of potential new fans. Because I understand it's fun to like screw over Joe old guy living. I will win. I won't stop until I give in. Oh man, sorry. The jams. But I just Obviously, Power Rangers is in a rough spot. The whole JDF situation, that was like one of the greatest moments of my childhood, meeting him at Belk. And just, I think the series can be great again. It's just, I think a lot of the older people, and it's not necessarily even fans, that they keep it. It's kind of restrictive to keep this away from children. It's restrictive to keep this or the Blade Blaster, the items which I want two, and I really want three for me and my children. It's kind of restrictive keeping those away from people, because you want to buy all of the stock of this because it's $30 or $20 and I can rock it up to 40 potentially, and I don't know. So that's kind of my review, along with opinion stuff and along with random hogwash. And I guess I'll do a part 2 because we're at 20 minutes. So yeah, won't stop until I give in. Man, they need to re-release this stinking tape. Ron Wasserman, you are a musical genius. 21 minutes. Zingo.